Phil Coombs is a business improvement specialist who works predominantly with small and medium-sized business owners and leaders to help them improve profit growth within their business. Now, he spent 25 years at the helm of AG Coombs, a company within the plumbing industry that I'm sure you're familiar with. And then he sold that business in late 2012, and it had a turnover in excess of $180 million. Wouldn't mind that turnover in my business. But it was at this point that he decided to share what he had learned, and he started Simply Business Australia. Now, he helps business owners and leaders realise their potential in their business, and most importantly, how to increase profitability. Now, today he's going to talk to us about an often overlooked but very powerful and cost-effective area of marketing, and that is referral partners and word of mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and give the Master Plumbers welcome, David Fuller. Phillip Coombs. We've heard from David. He's passed.
It's okay, I'll answer to anything. Yeah, it's interesting in business that I've learned a lot about what to do in business, and I think predominantly from all the mistakes I've made. So I think, being able to talk to people, I come from 25, 30 years. I started on building sites at 10 years old, and I was a plumber. I started a plumbing apprenticeship when I was 19, so but I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I love talking about the subject. I love talking about the industry. Now, it's interesting, today's presentation, there's a common theme through everything that's being talked about here, and which naturally is marketing. But if we go backwards one step, I was going to ask a question in the room, but I won't ask it of the room. But the question I ask people a lot is that, are you profitable as you should be in your business? And without a doubt, when I talk one-on-one with people, the answer is no. In fact, I don't think I've ever come across anyone yet in all the work I've been doing who says, I'm really happy on how much profit I'm making. Two things happen. Two things that I come across is, number one, are you as profitable as you should be? And the answer to that in 99% of cases is no. And the other one is, are your profits growing? Where that's also 99%, very rarely. Unless people are in the early stages, when they're in mature phase, they definitely hit a wall and stagnate. Now, with profitability, what I wanted you to think about is if your business is not as good as it's not as going well, or is not as profitable, is not growing as well, I want you to think about something. There's something you don't know. People try to have education in a lot of respects forced on them. But the reality is, and I was talking to Ken about it earlier on, there's something in your business that you don't know. And I think the secret of people doing the work that I do and what David does is finding out what you don't know. Now, two areas I've got to say, in all the businesses I've worked in and all the mistakes I've made and all the different, and I've had a conglomeration of 13 different companies I've owned in my time. So I've got through a whole range of things. And the two things that I find that most business owners they don't know is, number one, enough about marketing. It is just a massive gap. They think they might know about marketing, but it's a massive gap. The second one is finance. But I think generally people know less about marketing and finance. I think if a business is profitable and you've been in business a while, you've learned about finance. But I've got to say, marketing is the one area, the biggest gap that I'm coming across. And I say marketing equals profit. And in marketing is the better you are at marketing, the more profit you'll make. It's pretty simple. And Dave has talked about his strategies regarding websites. We talked about branding. We talked about a number of things. Each company must develop what I believe is their own unique blend of tapestry of strategies that are unique to them. So those strategies will include a combination of website, SEO, and a big one which I want to talk about today, which will lead into is referral marketing. But a couple of things I want to talk about quickly, is about what marketing is, because it's a confusion between marketing and sales. And in an SME business, which everyone in this room is in, personally, I'll get howled down by the experts, but I can't. Marketing and sales are integrated, totally integrated, and in an SME business, the person that's doing the selling is also doing the marketing. So you've got to think of the two together. So in terms of definition of marketing to me, or an outcome of marketing, is profitable revenue growth. Note the special word in that, profitable. Plenty of companies are just turning over 150, 100 million, 80 million, and their profitability is disgraceful. Profit does not come with necessarily increased revenue. So I talk about profitable revenue growth. And the thing is, really what the definition of marketing I like is to make your business visible to other people or potential customers so that they're eager to buy. Eager to buy. If someone's eager to buy, comes profitability. So marketing and sales, where does sales come in? So if you look at marketing in terms of profitable lead generation, sales is the conversion of that lead into an order. Okay, that's a different too. But in reality, SME business, the person is doing both. But they often spend most of their time on sales or most of their time on delivery of the business. They don't spend enough time on marketing. The worldwide research says that people spending 10% of their time on, maybe owners spending 5 or 10% of their time on marketing. But to make a massive difference to a business, you've got to spend more than 50% of your time on marketing. So again, marketing. So what strategy I want to talk about today, and understanding the importance of marketing, is referral marketing, or the power of word of mouth. You don't know about me. So what does word of mouth mean? The definition is the verbal exchange of information between two parties. So it's one party telling another party about you, or why they should use you, or hey, go take a look at these guys' website. They're fantastic, or whatever. So word of mouth. In a business context, it's about one person telling another person who has a problem or a need that you are the person to go to. So it's a referral. So word of mouth, but what people don't realise is that in referral, I believe, is one of the most powerful forms of marketing you can do. Because if you look at, say, digital marketing, a lot of blanket marketing, and that's certainly not what Dave is talking about, very targeted marketing, but if you look at blanket marketing, the conversion rate is incredibly low. Referral marketing has worldwide research says an 80% conversion rate. So in other words, if you get a referral from somebody, there's an 80% chance that you'll turn that into a job. So wouldn't you, as a key marketing strategy, not all your marketing strategy, look at considering referrals? But these days the marketplace is crowded, very crowded. I don't care what industry you're in, with air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, it's a crowded space. So the thing is, to be able to get a referral, you've got to do something a bit different. And the thing about referrals is referrals are higher margin work. People aren't coming to you for the lowest price on referrals. They don't do that. They can just go out and get quotes. They can go to one of these quoting websites and say, hey, send us 4 quotes on a plumbing job. I mean, any been involved in any of those? Yeah. What is it? It's just a low bid situation. It's not a referral. It's not a quality. It's not a margin type business. So the thing is, what referral business? It's higher margin work, more profitable, and an 80% conversion rate. So why wouldn't you spend more time on it? Referrals equals profit. Marketing equals profit. Referrals equals profit. You'll get to know me. People call me the profit pain in the ass because I talk about it so much. But what else are you in business for? Objective referral marketing. The function of marketing is profitable lead generation. So the objective of referral marketing must be generate profitable leads through others providing referrals. So what are the secrets to successful referral marketing? Has anyone heard about purple cows? We've talked today about hares and tortoises. I think these days in business you need to have a degree in animal husbandry because there's all sorts of animals. And talk about purple cows. Another one is that a purple cow is if there's a wonderful book out there by Seth Godin called The Purple Cow, and what it's about is just imagine yourself as a paddock full of cows out there. In other words, your business. In other words, lots of plumbing businesses out there. There's 1,000 businesses, but there's one cow in the middle of the paddock that's purple. What's good about him? He stands out in the crowd. So what it is, I love to use the purple cow analogy because I think it's fantastic. I've got, when I give a lot of my talks on stuff, I talk about cows and hedgehogs, and got tortoises, and got hares, got lots of animals. And don't forget zebras. Zebras is another good one I love to talk about when I talk about sales side of things. So when think about your business as a purple cow, what is it that makes you remarkable, stand out in the crowd? If you stand out in the crowd for some reason, other people will tell others about you, and it's amazing. It's an area people don't put enough time into. I think is making them stand out because you get automatic referrals. And there was one company, a home services company, who, just a little example on a purple cow strategy for them, and it was on their delivery side, is that a home services company, when they finished a job, so it could be a plumbing company, when they finished their job, they sent the client, got paid, given the invoice, processed a credit card. They said, look, before I go, my boss says I can spend 10 minutes to help you doing a job that might be a pain in the neck that you can't do. And they ended up doing like changing smoke alarm batteries, fixing a hinge, because a lot of people in the home services area are generally older, and their business grew 30% overnight because the people just till 10 minutes doing something different. That's a purple cow. There was in the GFC, a Porsche agency couldn't sell a Porsche, couldn't sell anything. So what they did is this is more in a marketing sense. What they did is they hired a truck, got a Porsche, drove the Porsche in the back of the truck, got a photographer, a printer. Have you heard the story there? Yeah, put the print in the back of the truck and drove around the streets of a wealthy suburb. And what they did is they backed the Porsche out of the car, parked it in the driveway, took a photo back into the van, printed it out on a card. Doesn't this car look good in your driveway? Now, they had, from the cards that went into the cards that went into the houses, they had like a 60 or 70% conversion rate. And of that, they had apparently 50 or 60% conversion rate of people buying cars. What they do? There's something remarkable. Now, one is a marketing strategy, one is a delivering strategy. The point is, I say, is that one of the greatest referral strategies you can do. Nobody teaches this. This is just something that I tell people, is do something about your business, make yourself remarkable, so you stand out in the crowd, because others will tell people about you. You get the drift of that? Honestly, it is such a... And what could you do in your business to make yourself remarkable? So that's one strategy. I think your pitch, and Dave's talked about it, and Michael as well, is that the pitch. If you've got a very simple pitch about who you are, what you do, who you are, what makes you good, what's your point of difference, just a very simple pitch, makes it easy for other people to tell other people about you if they don't know what you do. So the thing is, if you have a good pitch, and like the Drain Man is a perfect one, well, it's very clear what they're doing, it's very easy to tell somebody else about what they do. But a lot of businesses get very confused. They put everything, they can do everything, but it's very difficult to articulate why you should use that to company. So I say, pitch, very important. Another strategy here is called profit partners. So in referral marketing, it's you can ask for referrals, and that's a very legitimate, and people do that. But another one is called profit partners, which I think is very good, in other words, and that's identifying somebody who works in the space in a similar industry to you, similar customer base. Now, for example, as a plumber, you might have a mate who's an electrician who works for blue chip clients in the industrial sector, and you find that's a great place you'd like to take your business to. Well, the logical place would develop as a profit partner, that electrical company, that you refer people to him, they refer people to you, and it's called a referral partner. But it's not just that, relationship's got to be managed. If you identify a referral partner or what I call profit partner, and profit partner means it's a relationship, if you build it and work on it, it's profitable to you and profitable to them. And believe me, it works. It is a fantastic. And none of these strategies are all different ways of doing referral marketing. In the end, you might adopt one, but it's just at least to be aware of the different approaches you can take to referral marketing. And the thing is about managing that relationship. Just think about your industry, what you do. What profit partner could you adapt with to like in my business, what I do, more and more people approaching me from accounting firms who think, hey, I could refer accounting work to them, and a lot of their clients aren't profitable and they don't do that sort of work. So in other words, that's a good profit partnership relationship. Seek referrals we talked about. There's nothing wrong with you going to one of your good customers and say, look, would you have, could you give us a referral to somebody? And in a lot of cases, they will do it. But not many people ask. So that is another method. So again, these are different methods of seeking referrals. And I think one of the best ones, and this is very linked in with the purple cow, is exceeding customers' expectations. What can you change about your business to exceed customers' expectations, because I think we do a good job at meeting expectations, but not many companies do a good job at exceeding expectations. If you exceed customers' expectations, they talk about you. So it's very much, a purple cow could be around the way you exceed customers' expectations by doing what? Certainly in the building industry, which I've spent my life in, the last 10% of the job clients hate because contractors just handle it so badly. If I would encourage any business, it's how you handle that last 10% of the job, how you do that handover with the client, and how you do that last bit, in terms of leaving a mess, how you tidy up, all those things will come away, where the client comes away going, wow, they were different. Right? Being different, being better at just something. So I say focus on exceeding customer expectations. There's also financial incentives. It's not one I advocate, I don't follow it, I don't use it. But for example, like I've got to mention it in referral marketing, where it's a one-way street, where a company can provide you leads or vice versa, where it's not reciprocal, there's often a financial incentive. In other words, any leads that you give me, that I give you, I'd like 5% or something or whatever. So it happens a lot. It does happen. I'm not an advocate for it, but I just want to mention it because it is a strategy that people use. Another one is referral groups, and there's a number of them out there. I'm not a B&N as an organisation, and there's out there called special referral groups, and I'm not recommending any in particular, but there are groups out there you can go to who have meetings on a regular basis, weekly or monthly, of like-minded people and similar things that they can refer each other. They meet and talk about how they get referrals, where they get referrals, and they actually, some have got sort of almost force in some places referral situation to work with. I'm at the moment part of what's called a super group, which is really a group of about 25 people in all different sectors, and we all actively work together seeking referrals. And in a month, for example, one of the guys, the IT company in our group, he's picked up $70,000 worth of work from my clients through that super group. And there's others that I've got one lead from a guy who now wants a long-term relationship for me doing preparing. He's a business broker. And a business broker, he says half the companies that come to him aren't ready to sell. So I'm developing a program with him for the companies that aren't ready to sell, to help make the business a sale ready before they come to him. So the thing is, that came from a referral from the group. So it's a very powerful way of doing business. There's some very clever stuff out there, and I think referral marketing is a new blacker marketing way to do. It's little understood and used, but very, very powerful. And you'll notice about this one unique aspect of referral marketing, we haven't talked about any money. It's a very, very low-cost marketing strategy, but high return. A guru on the subject of referral marketing is a fellow by the name of Michael Griffiths. So if you want to Google his, if you want to know a bit more about some of them, is to Google him. I think referral marketing too is a lot about you've got to give to get. So in other words, you've got to give something to get something back. If you don't give a good experience to your customer, you're not going to get a referral. You won't get a referral from someone unless you give referrals. And it's often talked about payback stuff, in life and all that stuff. And it flows in business. It works in business. So I say you've got to give to get. It's a two-way street. I think being personal. Referral marketing is about being personal. If someone gives you a referral, for example, just ring them up, thank them. Say, look, we've got to catch up and have a drink, have something. Or the courtesy of ring them, tell them, look, where did that lead go to? So I think if you lose that personal touch, I still think the role of the personal touch in business is as important or more important than ever. We're confronted with digital marketing and everything associated with that, and I'm an advocate for all forms of it. But I certainly understand that the most power of marketing and money I think I've ever made is about building relationships and the personal side of things. So please don't ever lose that, or don't ever think one's not instead of the other. You've got to do multi forms of marketing, but the personal approach is just critical. I want to give you a tip here. This is not about referral marketing, but that's for me. I'm a bit random at times. I like to just chuck things in that I think might be of value. It's a little thing called an hour of power. Does anyone in the room ever heard of an hour of power? It's a strategy I've working with a number of customers with now. One customer alone, I encourage them to spend an hour once a fortnight, get 5 people in the room, key people in the company, 4 or 3 people, and do nothing but make phone calls to people that they've worked for in the past, prospects, or even good customers or whatever, with the viewpoint of seeking opportunities. This company, this one particular example, in the 3 weeks or 2 weeks in the 3 sessions that they did, they identified $20 million worth of opportunities that they never had access to before. Unbelievable. And what it is focusing. We've all got busy, in our times. What I'm finding, one of the greatest things is that when you talk about marketing and activities generate business, schedule it in your diary. Our diaries get full of appointments and meetings and stuff we have to do, in terms of urgent stuff. But the important stuff doesn't get scheduled. And schedule stuff in the diary to say, righto, regularly between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock on a Friday, or where it is, me and my partner or someone are going to sit in there and just make calls. It's unbelievable. And it's just growing. It's a simple tip. Does it fit the river? No, I just sort of throw it in just for the hell of it. As I go in this online space, it's called a bonus. So please, I think I've got my little clock running down here. So in conclusion, it's all about profitable growth, and profitable growth is achieved through marketing understanding. It's about building your marketing capacity and capability, and doing SEO is doing that. Branding is doing that. Spending time. Owners need to spend more time on marketing. Marketing budget, exactly as David said, marketing budget, marketing plans, marketing education. Please build your marketing capacity and capability over time, because marketing equals profit, and after all, that's what you're in business for. Anyway, just in concluding, next step, just out of interest, is being a profit pain in the arse, which is hopefully affectionately known, but I wrote a book called Profit's Not a Dirty Word. Trying to get profit back on the agenda is the number one reason for being in business. So I've got a couple of copies here. If anyone wants a copy, I'm happy to give it to them. It's just fill in the form in the bag, send it to us scan it to us, and I'll send you a free copy of the book. It's getting some pretty good rap about some good tips in it. So good luck with your journey. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Coombs.